Hello Call of Duty fans, Wild here. Today is a day when we're going to talk about the perks. What are the best perks in Call of Duty Advanced Warfare, and what's good for you? Well, you know what, I can't tell you that because I don't know how you play or the game lets you play, so I'm going to tell you what I use and why I use them and why I chose these perks to be my favorites in the game. But right off the bat, I'm gonna say that there's no bad perk. You know, if there's a perk in the games because it has a purpose and is good for something. Okay, so they're all good, but we always tend to pick our favorites according to our game style and what we do. So, uh, for me, in the first perk is low profile, which makes you invisible to the UAV. To me, that's great. To me, it's a must-have because of the way that I play the game. I tend to stay away from my teammates, not because I want to be cool, but because I tend to kind of like open up the map. I learned from previous Call of Duties not to stick to my team due to, you know, when you cluster together, like that bad, you know, sometimes the spawns don't change and you get spawn trap and things like that, you know, just like it happened in previous Call of Duty. So I learned to kind of like stay away from my team and plan the objective and open up the map and make it feel like we are all over the place, even if we're not. So the enemy sees like, oh, this guy's coming left and this guy's right, and they're all over the place. But there's not, just only one guy coming left and my whole team coming right. Things like that. So that's why I need a low profile. So if the enemy team calls UAV, you know, I'm like safe. So I'm not spotted. But I'm not saying that the other perks are bad. For example, we got lightweight, which is pretty good. You know, danger close, overcharge, which gives you more extra ability, battery life, and flag jacket. I mean, you cannot beat flag jacket. It's pretty good for domination as well, capturing the flag. Enemy throws a grenade. If you have flag jacket, you know, it saves you. But for me, low profile is a must-have, and I love it. So now we move to the second perk. So in this one, there's two that I really use a lot, and you saw at the beginning of this video. But, well, you can see that I was using this too. It's blind eye, which makes you undetectable by drones and all kill streaks except the UAV, and also cold-blooded, which makes you immune to enemy threat grenades and thermal and target enhancer, callouts, and you know, I think it's pretty good. I think it's pretty badass. So that combo between blind eye and cold-blooded to me is beast. To me is beast because the more you trick the enemy, the better it is for you, especially in this game where you die so quick and so much BS. So the more you trick the enemy, the better it is for you and more kills you're gonna get. But once again, in this tier we got, for example, peripherals, which increases your radar coverage. I mean, that's pretty good. I'm not saying it's bad, I'm not saying it's useless. We also got here fast hands, which allow you to swap your weapons faster. I mean, that's a pretty good one, don't get me wrong. This is pretty good. Also, you can reload your weapon while sprinting. I mean, that's badass, you know. And we got a gun ho, which is a pretty gay name in my opinion. But so you can shoot or fire your weapon while you're sprinting or sliding, which is something I don't use. So for me, like gun ho, fast hands, and peripherals, I'm not gonna say they're useless, but they're not. They don't fit my game style. Maybe I could use them and find a good use for them, even though it sounds kind of weird, but it doesn't fit my game style, doesn't fit the way that I play and what I do. So for me, blind eye and cold-blooded is a must-have, either one of them, or if you can use them both at the same time, man, that's a nasty combo right there. So, and which is what I'm using in this gameplay, if I'm not mistaken. And now we move to the tier number 3, and this one is packed with a lot of good stuff. So in this one, I'm having this little debate which one I want to use most. For me, hardline. Hardline is a beast. Ever since we got it in previous Call of Duty, I always use hardline because it decreases in this game the score streak cost by 100 points, which allows you to get your score streak a little bit faster, and that's nasty. That's great. The faster you get your score streak, the better it is for you and your team. So to me, that's a huge advantage. And the other one, it's a hardwire, which makes you immune to stun grenade, EMP, and nano swarms, and you know, system hack. So you want hardwire. At least you want to run one custom gun slot, and you know, and over there, and you want one with hardwire because if you are on the receiving end, in a gameplay like this one, and you're gonna see another one coming up pretty soon, you may want to have a hardwire on your list. But hardline for me is a must-have. So in this gameplay in particular, I was going between, I believe, a hardline and scavenger, which I haven't used that much. So I was debating between, between the two. I ended up going with scavenger, if I'm not mistaken. But I think hardline, it's a lot better. Hardline is a must-have, and it's going to allow you to get those score streak a lot faster, and it's going to be pretty nasty. So once again, in this perk number 3, we got, for example, toughness, and what reduces the flinching when you get hit. That's pretty good. That's pretty badass. Blast suppressor, so you don't show on the radar when you use your extra suit and like boost jump and all the stuff. So once again, I like to play the classic playlist, so I don't really need blast suppressor because there's no extra abilities and no extra movements here. So it's useless if you play the classic. And the toughness, which reduces aim slash screen flinching when you get hit. The problem that I have with that one is in this game you die so quick, and you don't have time to react to flinching. Really, in previous Call of Duties, yes, there was flinching and you were able to hide behind the wall, or to maybe you have a better chance to survive. In this game you don't have it, so having toughness is kind of useless because you don't have time to flinch. You die with one bullet in your foot, in your knee. There's no arrow in the knee, it's bullet to the knee over here in Advanced Warfare. So for me, toughness is a bit useless because you die so quick in this game. So that's my quick pick of the perks for Advanced Warfare. I'm not saying that you have to agree or disagree. I mean, it's up to you. But from my experience, these are the ones that it's pretty badass, and it's going to help you to be one step ahead of the enemy. And that's the purpose of all these perks. What people are trying to rush, but people are trying to always, maybe someone with lightweight. Maybe if you're smarter, you can kill the guy with lightweight. Maybe the guy with lightweight doesn't have low profile and you do, so you're more like stealthy. They don't see where you are. So things like that, comes into consideration. How you play with strategy and tactics and what you do in game. It's not all about you. Sometimes you have good teams as well. I have a good team here. They were, motivated, and they wanted to play the objective, which makes your job a lot easier. So that's why I always rely on low profile, or those sort of perks that I don't show in the. What makes me invisible to UAV, because sometimes you get these bad teammates and you need to stay very stealthy so they can't see you where you are. So yeah, like I said, that's my list, and it just varies from time to time. Like I said, in this gameplay I'm using Scavenger, which I think it's the first time or the second time that I've been using this perk. But for me, it's the Hardline. Hardline is just nasty, and I think I have set up, I'm not sure, I think I have set up one with hardware just in case there's a guy on the enemy team that is really good and is calling a lot of his system hack. You need the hardware in that moment. But other than that, I just like to run hardline, and it's pretty badass, and you get to see why on a featured video. I have this very cool and interesting gameplay, and we're going to talk about the perks in that one, but it's going to be focused on the best loadout, and I'm going to give you some sort of tips and some of the stuff that I like to do in games, and what allows me to have decent gameplays. So it's all about having fun, right? But yeah, those are the perks that you need to equip next time you play the game, just in case you have something different. Give it a try. If you play games like Domination, it's going to help you out. Anything. Domination, TDM, Search and Destroy. I use basically the same perks, and they work. They work a lot. So I think that's pretty badass in my opinion. But yeah, that was pretty good. That's it. That's the end of the commentary. Now the game is slowly coming to an end. So you guys are just having some fun over here. I believe it's Horizon, the name of this map. Just going after flags, and we get once again more of these very cool score streaks. But it's just having some fun, just getting to to capture those flags and win games. That's what matters. Winning games and do what you do best. Get some kills, win the game, and that's about it. So that's the trick, my friends. So thank you for watching. My name is Wildchild. Hope you enjoyed this gameplay, this commentary. As always, if you haven't, please check out my channel, other videos. There's some Destiny's, Battlefield 4, some of the playthroughs, and a bunch of good stuff. As well some Advanced Warfare. So a lot of good stuff here, and you guys can look forward to more content, more Advanced Warfare, more tips, more things like that, because I think it's pretty fun, and I like doing these type of videos. So thank you once again, and I'll see you on the next video later.